switch it up?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I might have to join in, you know?
All the way back, right?
That's what I'm He's looking at us.
Woo, Pirates! Pirates, yeah! Woo, Pirates! Yeah, Derek's hanging back there. What's the matter? You don't want to be with your own team? Exactly. Is it over? Oh no, there's a whole other section still coming.
Well, I'm going to drive in as well. You can watch after. Well, never worked. Even if you don't listen, drink the generator down there. I'm ready to take the blue shed. You guys.
Yeah. I know, I didn't download the registration.
Good morning. My name's Rick Hill. I'm the president of Wilmington Little League. Welcome to our 2017 opening day ceremonies. On behalf of the Wilmington Little League Board of Directors, I want to thank all of you for your attendance here today and your support of Wilmington Little League. You'll notice this morning that our flag in center field is at half staff. Early Thursday afternoon, it was announced that former Wilmington School Superintendent Joanne Benton had passed away. We ask that we have a moment of silence in her memory.
Uncover. Uncover.
Thank you.
Recover.
Our organization relies on many individuals. I'd like to thank the board of directors and over 100 coaches who donate their time and enthusiasm to our program. This season, Wilmington Little League will introduce some exciting changes for our softball and baseball players and teams. Our U10 softball program through U14 will compete not only against teams from Wilmington, but also with teams from Billerica, Tewksbury, and Chelmsford. In our Major League Baseball division, for 2 weeks in May, we'll play some teams from North Reading, Linfield, and Stoneham. On the Big Diamond, in 2012, Wilmington Little League and North Reading Little League created what has become the Middlesex Big Diamond League. This league has grown to include Linfield, Stoneham, Woburn, and this season, Wakefield. Now with 6 member towns, the league consists of 11 senior league teams and 25 junior league teams. It's our hope that these changes in our softball and major league divisions will follow the success of the MBDL, creating an environment of competition, sportsmanship, and fair play while our players experience some of life's lessons through sports. We also have our annual Wilmington Little League Scholarship Pasta Dinner coming up this Wednesday, April 26th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Knights of Columbus Hall. We started with the class of 2013, awarding $500 scholarships to 2 former Wilmington Little League players. In 2015 and 2016, we awarded 3 scholarships. In total, we've awarded 10 scholarships, and with your support, we'll continue for many years to come. Scholarship applications will be accepted till May 1st and are available on our website and also at the guidance office at Wilmington High and Shawshene Tech. Tickets for the pasta dinner are $6 each and can be purchased from any board member you see here today or at the door on April 26th. At the conclusion of today's on-field festivities, players will be directed toward the concession stand where they'll be treated to a hot dog and drink served by the Kiwanis Club of Wilmington. It's my hope that many of you will stay here to watch the Athletics and Angels in our ceremonial first game of the Major League season. Many people have contributed to today's event. I'd like to thank the town manager, the Board of Selectmen, Representative Maselli, the Wilmington Police and Fire Departments, the Wilmington DPW, the Wilmington Kiwanis, the Wilmington Minutemen, American Legion Post 136, Boy Scout Troop 56, and the Lowell Spinners and players and parents here today. I'd also like to thank the following businesses for their support sponsoring our teams this year. Dinelli Painting, JJ's Barbershop, Pandolfo, the Red Sox Foundation, Wilmington Sons of Italy, Number One Source, Analog Devices, Shea Concrete, and Pacific Grove. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Wilmington Little League Board of Directors. Vice President of Baseball, Brian Kane. Treasurer, Dan Ardito. Secretary, Nancy Zimmer. Choreographer, Jim Keck. Picture Day Coordinator, Jay Kelly. Special Events Coordinators, Mark Dinan and Kaylin Richards. Equipment Manager, Fred Russell. Player Agents, Jim Boyle, Dan Watney, Stu Pruslin, and Ron Jordan. In the past year, some members of the Wilmington Little League's Board of Directors have retired from the board. Today, we'd like to show our appreciation to these former volunteers by recognizing them for their contributions to Wilmington Little League. Jo Marie Mahoney took on some of the most challenging roles in Little League as our sponsorship coordinator. She was also a softball player agent. Nina Passerini was our board secretary last season. We appreciate her contributions not only during board meetings, but at some of our special events. Jeremy Alexander has been an enthusiastic contributor to our softball program, both as a coach and a board member. Jeremy remains involved managing in our U12 softball division. Bill Lawson served on our board for 2 years as a player agent and also helped out with other clinics. Bill is currently the manager of the Majors Athletics. He couldn't make it here today. Chuck Stokes was our choreographer for 4 years and has been a manager or coach at every level in our organization and has helped with instruction of many of our clinics. Chuck still remains involved as a manager in our Single A division. Ed McGrath served as a player agent every year he was with the board and also helped out with clinics. And I'm sure his most challenging role was last season when he was our uniform coordinator. Ed continues to stay involved as a coach in our Big Diamond Junior division. Derek Santini joined our board the same year as Ed, and the first year took on roles as a player agent and a concessions coordinator. Not to diminish Derek's contributions as a player agent, but where his star truly shined was taking over our concessions. His business expertise has helped grow this to our best in previous years and provided us with the supplemental funds to keep our registrations low and provide the lowest cost of youth sports organizations in Wilmington. I would be remiss in not also thanking Julie Santini for all the hours she put in helping us at both Rotary Park and Glen Road. Mike Gracia has been involved in Wilmington Little League for many years as an instructor and coach. Mike created our Friday Night Lights program, was a representative on the Yeno Farm Committee, and was also committed to the quality of our fields and worked well in tandem with the Wilmington DPW to keep our fields in great shape. Please join me in thanking our retiring board members. We have a number of special guests in attendance today. Please welcome Representative Jim Maselli, Board of Selectmen Chairman Judy O'Connell, Selectman Mike Shampoo, Selectman Mike McCoy, Selectman Kevin Kyra, Selectman Greg Bindle, and Massachusetts Little League District 13 Administrator John Berardi. I'd like to turn the microphone over to Representative Maselli.
I'm going to say it first. It's a great day for a ball game, isn't it? I've been doing this for many years. I sponsored a team, the Tigers, for 10 years in the past, and I used to come down here to watch my son play too. And I'll tell you, to get parents, coaches, directors, and folks like that who volunteer their time to make this program go is somewhat unique. In most towns, they're looking around for volunteers, and in this town, we seem to have an abundance of them. At least it appears that way. Can you hear me? Yeah. You're going to play a sport today, baseball, and believe it or not, I don't want to dampen anything. People say that baseball is dying out. Well, let me tell you, it isn't. And I don't think something could be farther from the truth. Look at all the youngsters today looking forward to playing baseball. I've got a grandson who has 2 games today, and one of them is with one of the AAU teams, and he plays for one of the other towns. Plays for the town of Tewksbury. But seriously, it's a great day for a ball game. Play hard. You're going to learn some great lessons. Listen to what your coaches tell you. And it's great that you've got the support of your parents. And I'll say it again, I wish you the best of luck. I wish you a great day, a great season, and stay healthy. I've got a citation I'd like to present. I'm not through yet. It's the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the House of Representatives. Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to the Wilmington Little League in recognition of your opening day celebration and many years of good sportsmanship, commitment, hard work, and the love of the sport of baseball. May this season bring you all the fun and excitement the game of baseball inspires in us all. The entire membership extends its very best wishes to Wilmington. Signed by Bob DeLeo, Speaker of the House, offered by James Maselli, State Representative, and I'd like to present this to you this year. And I won't give the official signal, but I want to say this anyway. Play ball.
Ms. O'Connell?
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Wilmington Board of Selectmen, I would like to say thank you very much for the invitation to be here today. For our members of the board, we truly look forward to being here every year and joining you. This is a true sign of great weather to come, and all of us couldn't think of a better way to spend our Saturday than to be here right here with you. I do know that you have an action-packed day scheduled for today, but I wanted to offer some sincere comments to all of you. First, to the Wilmington Little League organization, thank you very much for always putting on such a winning tradition year after year, decade after decade. You are all true professionals, and it's exhibited throughout your program, whether it's softball or baseball. You have a tremendous amount to be proud of. To you, the coaches, thank you very much for being volunteers in our community. I think today in 2017, we need more people volunteering, more people getting involved, and participating in our communities more now than ever. You are the role models for our children. Thank you very much for taking your time and making your commitment to our community. These kids will look up to you, they will model you, they will watch what you do, they will listen to what you say, and they will remember you for a lifetime. To the family and to the parents that are here today, you should be celebrated just as much as your children. You make the sacrifices every day, whether it's the breakfast drill, getting your kids off to school, getting them to competing sports, getting them out of town for out-of-district games. The list goes on. You are what's best about Wilmington, and thank you very much for what you give every day to not just your children, but to all children of Wilmington. And overall, I'd like to just say a sincere thank you to everyone for being here today. We need to stay together as a community. We need to work together as a community. And I would say to you, the players, I wish you the very best season. Not to sound like a former coach, but it's important, regardless of whether you win or lose, to know that you are always part of a winning team. Some of your teammates will become some of your lifelong friends, and these experiences you will remember for a lifetime. May you all get that magic family photo that you can look back on someday and remember your parents, remember your teammates, and remember what it's like to be in the town of Wilmington and from the town of Wilmington. So today, being Saturday, April 15th, as a state and as a city, we remember that we are Boston strong. And may we also be reminded that this positive event, this uplifting event, reminds us that we too are also Wilmington strong. Thank you.
Mr. McCoy. Thank you very much. I've been coming here for many years. Last year when I marched in the parade, I shared a story about being an umpire. Hank Santini asked me if I'd be an umpire. This year I'm going to share a story of the three McCoy boys who played Little League. But first, let me just say this. Kids, this is the time of your life. I know it's all been said about volunteerism and your parents and all the coaches, but it's a labor of love. We come here together, and I know it's a really great feeling. I played on this field very short time. Let me just say, I had three brothers, the McCoy boys. My youngest brother, Bobby, was about 4'5", about 70 pounds. My middle brother, Vinny, was about maybe 5 feet, about 90 pounds. I was a little taller, but I weighed a little bit much more. But you gotta follow the story. My mother, we used to have a 1971, I think, Ford LT beach wagon. Today, now you got SUVs and caravans. We didn't have that back then. Now at the middle school, it never existed. It was such a large piece of property. We had 4 baseball fields. My mother picked us up, would bring us down, and that's where you had tryouts. Whether you would make a team, what team would you be? My mother picked us up, wished us luck, and I'll come down a little later. So now we get in the car, my mother looks in the mirror and says to my brother Bobby, Bobby, it's your first year. What did you do? What'd you make out? Mom, I made the Red Sox, and I'm a pinch hitter. This is a true story. That's true because Mr. Sarraza was the coach back then and the manager, and he was a wonderful man. My brother Vinny, I made the team again, the minor league. I forget the name, but he made the team again. She looks in the mirror and she looks at me and said, Michael, how do we do? Well, I made the same team again, the Crows, the farm team. So now, my mother picks us up, we talk, she says, all right, let's go to friendlies. You gotta follow the story. My little brother gets a little kitty comb, my middle brother gets a dish of ice cream, and obviously, what we need to say, I get a Jim Dandy, right? So now, the following year, we come back. Before that, so my mother would always say, kids, before the next year, listen, go watch your brother's games. So my 2 brothers always watch my game, I always watch my brother Vinny's game, but being on the farm team, I never went to see my brother Bobby play. Until the very last game, my mother said, listen, you gotta see your brother play. And she goes, I understand. So I went to see him play. In the first inning, I don't see him. The second inning, I don't see him. The third inning, I don't see him. Then all of a sudden, at the end of the 7th inning, I believe, the bases are loaded, the score is like 4-4, and just for a little drama, what might have been the Yankees. True story. All of a sudden, they go, we have a pinch hitter coming in, Bobby McCoy. I couldn't believe it. So I get out of the chair, I go to the fence, and I'm watching. And all of a sudden, I see him come walking out to the batter's box. Mind you, he's like about 4'6", 70 pounds, right? He takes his left leg, and he moves it about 2 feet inside the batter's box, facing the pitcher. He takes his other leg, 2 feet, spreads it apart, goes next to the umpire. Just follow this. All of a sudden, the strike zone was like this, and then it went down like this. Ball 1, ball 2, and I'm looking, I'm going, what's going on? And I see all his runners out there, first, second, and third, all smiling. And I see the other team just got their hands on their hip. All of a sudden, ball 3, ball 4, he walked. And I'm looking. I thought I was in the Twilight Zone. I couldn't believe it. But a light bulb went off in my head. Following year, my mother takes us all down to the middle school where we had a tryout. We did our tryout, we come back, my mother looks in the mirror and says to Bobby, hey, how did it go? No, back on the same team, the Red Sox, Major League. Vinny, how did it go? No, I'm back on the same team, the minor league, I forget the name. Michael, how we do? And I said to her, she thought I was gonna say the farm team. I go, I made the minors. I took a lesson from my brother. I learned. When I went to play, I said, listen, I'll play catcher. I know I can't hit the ball, but I sure as heck can block the plate. So I just wanted to share that with you. So in closing, I want to say it's the time of your life. I really appreciate being here. And once again, it's a fantastic time. Thank you.
Mr. Hull?
Good morning. I see a lot of kids out here. It looks like you're kind of a little bit anxious, maybe fidgeting, rearranging the infield dirt. That's a good thing. You'll be out there shortly. So this is, you are the boys and girls of summer, and you'll be soon enough out there behind the plate and out in the field. This is about fly balls and fastballs, hustling to first and sliding into home. But most important, it's about being on a team and supporting your team, making a contribution, whether it's that key hit in the ninth or whether it's consoling your teammate who might have dropped that ball. It's a team game, and just enjoy yourselves and have a lot of fun. Thanks and good luck.
Thank you very much. At the end of last season, Wilmington Little League's 11-year-old All-Stars won the Massachusetts Little League District 13 tournament, going undefeated in 5 games of district play. We had their championship banner displayed on the backstop today to celebrate that team's achievement. This morning, I'd like to recognize those players and their coaches. As I call your name, would you come up here and stand with me, please? The manager of that team was Dan Ardito, coaches Chuck Stokes and Bob Farrell. Now I'm going to call the players. Marcello Mizuraka, Cam Marzilli, Jacob Roque, Matt Vinal, Dylan Bloom, Dom Gabardi, Daniel Passerini, Matt Ardito, Jack Farrell, Owen White, John Ryan, Patrick Stokes, and Mike Daniels. John? All right, guys, you can go back to your teams now. Great job, guys. Now I'd like to introduce the teams taking part in today's opening day game. First, the 2017 Angels. Anthony Angioni, Alexander Burns, Michael Daniels, Michael Dinan, Sean Falvey, Tommy Gargan, Patrick Council, Joe McLaren, Shay Price, John Ryan, Patrick Stokes, coaches Mike Daniels and Chuck Stokes, and the manager Mark Dinan. For the 2012 Athletics, Brian Banks, Jared Mitchum, Brian Curto, Matt Doherty, Stephen Malfa, Marcello Mizuraka, Owen Mitchell, Philip Murray, Eric Spinney, Mick Yogi, and the coaches Kyle Banks, Kyle Bolus, and Jake Russell. At this time, I'd like to welcome back Lauren Azevedo to sing our national anthem. Lauren is an accomplished vocalist who has performed at many local events and most recently at the Hockey East semifinals, which was broadcast to a national audience.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Lauren. To throw out today's ceremonial first pitch, I'd like to introduce U.S. Army veteran Sergeant Shane Foley, who served in Iraq and South Korea, and was also a member of the Major League Red Sox in our system. I'd also like to introduce U.S. Army veteran specialist Lyndon Jennings, who also served in Iraq. As we conclude our festivities today, we have hot dogs and drinks for all of today's parade participants. Compliments of the Wilmington Kiwanis. I also want to mention any coach who hasn't picked up their equipment, they should see Fred Russell over by the equipment door. Now we just got one thing left to say.
Play ball!
All right, thank you all very much for your support. Have a great day.
Hey, not on the field, not on the field. You're going to turn and walk that way. Off the field.